Assalamualaikum and good day, Dr. Fikri. My name is Aktakullah bin Abu Zahrim. My matric number is CF190195. I am from group number 3 and my group title is Demolition Works and including setting up a site office. Our company has a Class A and G7 rating from CIDB. We were tasked with constructing 20 5-story lecture buildings at UTHM. We are concentrating on demolition work by covering 5 acres of land and demolishing buildings. Demolition work is divided into 3 stages: pre-demolition, demolition execution, and post-demolition. As a result, we are also establishing a site office on the construction site. A site office is only temporary until the project is completed. The site office will manage work and provide comfortable conditions for construction workers. Thank you.
We had determined the hazards that related to demolition works by using the Guide for Hazard Identification, Risk Assessment, Risk Control to Identity. Now, we first look at the hazards identification. Basically, we can separate hazards into 2 types, which are safety hazards and health hazards. Now for safety hazards, we can determine falling from heights, falling objects, premature collapse while demolition works going on, improper handling of machine, and more can be categorized as safety hazards. Among all of these, falling from height is the most common and most risky activities that it always happens in construction sites that may cause fatal and serious injuries. While premature collapsing of structure occurs because of lack preparation before demolition work starting, and it ranks as risky activity. Last but not least, improper handling machine regarding demolition works can cause workers get hit, or overturn machine can cause fatal too. For health hazards, hazardous chemical, dust, asbestos can be exposed to workers inside. Especially for the long exposure of asbestos to workers can cause respiratory problems. Therefore, the damaging effect can rank as high-risk activity, while for the long exposure of noise and vibration of machinery that involving in demolition works can permanently damage the hearing and lower the productivity and cause worker stress and can lead to cardiovascular disease. Some several control measures being introduced when safety and health hazards are being identified is used to reduce the level of the risk and severity of critical hazards, such as machinery guarding, training session provided, PPE must be worn by workers to avoid or reduce the impact of accidents, and last but not least, maintenance of equipment should be regularly checked and stored properly.
Risk assessment. Risk assessment means the process of evaluating the risk to safety and health arising from hazards at work. Risk is a part of everyday life. What we must do is to make sure we know about the main risks and the things we need to do to manage them responsibly. In general, we need to do everything practicable controlling risk to protect people from harm. Risk is a combination of likelihood and severity of a specified hazardous event occurring. In mathematical terms, risk can be calculated by multiplying likelihood with severity. Likelihood is an event likely to occur within specific period or in specified circumstance. Severity is the outcome from an event such as severity of injury or health of people, damage to property, insult to environment, or any combination of those caused by the event. These 2 tables are guide to likelihood rating and severity rating. Risk matrix. To use this matrix, first choose the severity column that best describes the outcome of risk, then choose the likelihood row with description that best suits the likelihood that severity will occur. Recommended action for risk level. Risk value 1 to 4 is low risk, 5 to 12 is medium risk, and 15 to 25 is high risk. Hazard of high risk must have immediate actions to reduce risk level before carrying out any activities. That's all for risk evaluation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Amra Shahir Bintu Ruzaimi, my master number is EF190081. So today I will present for our form. So I will explain for hazard estimation, risk analysis and risk control. First, for activity is working condition or work permit, and the hazard is checking the site safety condition, and the effect is major injury or fatal. And for risk analysis, the existing risk is safe work practice, and we need to multiply the likelihood, which is 3 multiplied by 1, which is 3, and this is low. And the recommended control measure is every construction job, especially those in high or higher area, require work permit. Number 2 is excavation work. The hazard is unstable soil condition, and the effect is landslide or injury toward employees. And the risk is 12, which is medium, and the recommended control measure is follow the guideline and safety procedure. Number 3 is working at height. For the hazard is fall from height, and the effect is major injury or fatal. For existing risk control is safety belt, and the risk analysis is 20, which is high. For risk control is proper safety signal and also personal protective equipment, which is PPE. Number 4 is concrete construction. The hazard is chemical substance, and the effect is breathing problem or burn or blinding by concrete chemical or irritation. And the existing risk control is daily pre-use check, and the risk analysis we get 15, which is high, and the risk control is proper PPE. Number 5 is movement of construction material. The hazard is machine handling, and the effect is injury. So the risk analysis we get 8, which is medium, and the risk control is employee should wear high visible jacket. Next, I will explain for the impact of the most critical safety hazard. First, working at height is one of the most critical safety hazard identified at this construction site. According to higher recommended, every height risk required prompt control using the hierarchy of control. And next is working at height is one of the primary cause of workplace death and serious injury. Fall from extreme level can also happen as a result of unsure floor opening, including hatchway, in spectrum, hole and pitch, as well as fall into process, tank and machinery. And next is the impact of the most critical health hazard. First, control construction was identified as the most significant health hazard in the higher table, and this is due to the possible of chemical substance exposure. Other health dangers such as long-term hearing loss and eye irritation has a negative impact on employees' health but do not result in death. Concrete burn are the most common type of injury while pouring wet cement. Working with nail on the wet concrete for a standard period of time, such as concrete finisher, are at risk of the injuries. A worker clothes, boot, or glove may absorb a corrosive blend water from concrete, resulting in first, second, or third degree burn. This injury can take a long time to heal and may require hospitalization or even the use of skin graft.
Okay, hello, my name is Brian Kalang Sima from Group 3, Section 4 for the occupational safety and health. Now I will present the conclusion. So for the conclusion, the preliminary risk assessment report has been produced for the continuation of the construction and the appropriate risk controls to ensure the safety of workers and campus residents while the work is conducted to prevent accidents has been applied, as this will be good for both employees and employer for the safety of the construction work that will be done in ETHM. Okay, that's it. That is all from me. Thank you.